The UFC in July is a fucking disgrace. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the July 13th card, which is in Denver, and then I'm going to do a quick rundown of the July 20th card, which is in the Apex. One of the worst fucking cards I've ever seen in my life. Before I do that, there was a very good fight announcement, which was Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. They said it's going to be 5 rounds. That's UFC Paris. That's September 28th. I would assume it to be a co-main event. I can't see that being the main event unless they can't get Cyril Gane on the card, but there's no way he's not going to be on the card. He's always going to be there. He fought last time and beat Sergey Spivak in a fucking terrible card. I don't even know who, like, I think this card is always going to be bad because you don't have too many French guys in the UFC. You got Gane, you got BSD, you have Morgan Chartier, you have Fares Ziam. Like, you don't really have that many good French fighters, and like I said, the last card was pretty bad. I think this card will be pretty bad too. But if you can get Gane as a main event and BSD, Moicano co-main event, both 5 rounds, I like that. Okay, let's do a quick rundown of July 20th Apex card. This is UFC Fight Night, Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. This is quite possibly the worst main event in the last 5 years. I don't know what would be in contention for a worse fucking main event than that. Who the fuck? Are you fucking insane? Next, we got Brad Tavares versus Jung Yun Park. Iron Turtle, he's not bad. I kind of enjoy watching him fight, coming off a loss. I believe that was a robbery loss. I want to say that was 294. I don't know. I feel like that was Abu Dhabi. I think he fought I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know he's coming off a loss, and I believe that fight was a robbery. I don't remember who it was against. Brad Tavares is old, and who the fuck cares about him fighting anymore? Steve Garcia versus Seung Won Choi. Man, what a great featured bout of a fight night. This is beautiful to see. Going next, we got Doo-Hoo Choi versus Bill Aljo. You fucking kidding me? What the fuck is that? Oh, sorry, I missed one. You got Kurt Holobaugh versus Kanan Khrushchevsky. I think that's how you say his name, Kanan Khrushchevsky. Like, these... How the fuck are these main card worthy fights? These should be early prelims, even for a fight night. These should be early prelims, of course, on a pay-per-view. These are like early prelims on a fight night. How the fuck are these main card worthy? You made it tell you couldn't think of anybody better to put on these. You couldn't get one ranked guy, maybe even a ranked women's fight. I guarantee you, a couple ranked women's fights will be much better than what we got going on here. Let's go to the prelims though. Doo-Hoo Choi versus Bill Aljo. Who the fuck cares? I feel like Bill Aljo fought recently. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, he fucking fought. He got that shitty, that bad stoppage against Kyle Nelson. That was, what fucking fight night was that? That was a few months ago. You got Doo-Hoo Choi coming off a good win against Blake Bilder. This was, I want to say, the Dolidze and Imavov card. This dude's actually not bad. Okay, this fight's not too bad. You know, I'm not going to be too mad at that. Oh, no, Bill Aljo got knocked out against Kyle Nelson. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I don't know. The fight was pretty unmemorable. I don't know. Boom, prelims. You got Cody Durden, the All-American, versus Bruno Silva, the flyweight. I mean, Cody Durden is just boring as fuck, not entertaining. Coming off a loss to Tagir Ulanbekov. I want to say he got rear naked choked. That was pretty recent. That was the... What the fuck? That was the UFC Austin card. It was Sarukian and Dariush, and I'm 99% sure that was that card. Not too bad. I mean, I guess a dope prelim headliner. Sure, man. There we go. I'd love to see that. Next, we got Jung Yun Lee versus Hyder Emil. I'm sorry, Jung Yun Lee was the guy that beat Blake Bilder. I was wrong. Jung Yun Lee's actually not bad. Hyder Emil, who the fuck cares? Like, Brian Kelleher versus the history teacher Cody Gibson. Fucking beautiful to see, man. What a great fight this is. Brian Kelleher is old as fuck. He's coming off a few losses. He got knocked out in his last fight bad. First round, Cody Garbrandt. You got Cody Gibson, who got 30-25 in his last fight. Just looked pitiful in his last fight. I don't think he has a win in the UFC. I mean, he's known for having that fight against... What the fuck is that dude's name? It was the Canadian dude from The Ultimate Fighter, who just... I don't know why the fuck I can't think of this guy's name. This is really bothering me. What the fuck? I don't know. I can't think of his name. I don't know. That was a cool fight of the night. I want to say that was UFC 293. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Just pitiful fight. Cody Gibson, like I said, yet to have a win in the UFC. Brian Kelleher. I cannot recite his last win. I can't think of when it is. Boom. We got Miranda Maverick versus Dion Barbosa. Miranda Maverick is just your average women's MMA fighter. And you have Dion Barbosa. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who the fuck that is. I think she's got 2 fights in the UFC. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Next fight, we got Loic Radzhabov versus Trey Ogden. This is actually not too bad of a fight. I mean, Loic Radzhabov is pretty entertaining. He's coming off a pretty good win. I don't remember who he was against, though. This was the Barboza and Yusuf card. I think it was the Barboza and Yusuf card. Could be wrong. I don't know. I think that coming off a good win. You got Trey Ogden, who's like 15-10. Some shit. I don't know. Who the fuck cares? You got Luana Carolina, the WMMA veteran of the world. And then you got versus Lucy Pudilova. I'm going to be honest. I can't recall ever watching a Lucy Pudilova fight. I can't name one person she's fought. If I'm being honest, if I wasn't looking at it on the screen, I wouldn't even tell you what division she fought in. I'm not going to lie to you. And then, the first fight of the night, we got Mo Usman versus Thomas Peterson. Fucking love to see that. Mo Usman's coming off a loss versus Mick Parkin. Got picked apart by Mick Parkin. He won the first round, lost the last two definitively. And he was crying robbery. Fuck you talking about? Mo Usman is like, if you're bottom of the barrel heavyweight, like, oh man, that's just very rough to see. I mean, Thomas Peterson, I don't remember who he last fought. Couldn't tell you, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Mo Usman is slightly entertaining to watch because the whole time you're just waiting for him to knock somebody out, then he doesn't, and then you're like, this dude's fucking bad. Like, you go into the fight thinking, okay, no, I mean, he's Kamaru's brother, I don't know, maybe he'll get a good finish. He's like 8-1. You know, he had a close fight last time, and then you just get disappointed. So, that's the whole Lemos Gender Robocard. Let's go to UFC Denver, all right? Let's go to UFC Denver. Let's see. Main event, you got Tracy Cortez versus Rose Namajunas. I'm not gonna lie, not a bad main event. You know, I mean, well, it's a bad main event, not a bad fight. Okay, like we don't want to see this as a main event. I like it being. I like this fight. It was supposed to be. Oh, who the fuck was it supposed to be? Someone pulled out. I don't remember who it was. I can't remember. Oh, Macy Barber. I'm sorry. That would have been a good fight too. She pulled out. I don't know why. Kevin Holland versus Jared Cannonier was supposed to be on this fight. On this fight card. Kevin Holland signed to it, but there was a medical suspension because what's his name? Jared Cannonier just got knocked out. So they always do that. If ever you get a knockout loss, they're gonna medically suspend you. You know, it differs from what state it is. It's Louisville, Kentucky, so they gave you 45 days. If it was New York, I think they do 90 days. I don't know. That's besides the point. Whatever. So that fight was supposed to be on this card. It's now. No, it's not. That's kind of upsetting. You got Drew Dober versus would-be Mike Davis. Mike Davis pulled out. I don't know why. It's not showing updated on the UFC website, but Gene Silva stepped in to fight Drew Dober at 155, moving up from 45 to 55. Fucking fought last week. So, that's a fucking banger of a fight. I'm not going to lie. I'm picking Gene Silva, all right? I like Drew Dober. I'm picking Gene Silva. Next, we got a featured fight. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim Salikov. Muslim Salikov is 40 years old, got knocked out bad by Randy Brown a few months ago. Santiago Ponzinibbio is like 36, I think. He's like got 50 fights. Who the fuck cares? Like, I think his last fight was when he got knocked out by Kevin Holland. UFC 287. I think that was his last fight. I don't believe he's fought since. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that was his last fight, and that was a while ago. That was last April. Like, who's excited about this fight? Boom, Gabriel Bonfim versus Angelusa, however you say his name. Gabriel Bonfim has lost a lot of hype. 2 fights ago he lost. I don't remember who he lost to, but last fight he fought Vince Pichel, 41 years old. That was like his first fight in 4 years. Couldn't put him away. He did style on him. He did beat him very definitively, but that's a guy that you got to put away. I know Vince Pichel is a tough out, but he's 41 years old, hasn't fought in 4 years. You got to finish that fight. If you don't finish that fight, your stock's going to drop, as it did. Now he's fighting Angelusa, who last fought Brian Battle, and there was the whole controversial. Was that an eye poke? I think that was an eye poke that stopped the fight, and then he was being a fucking pussy and talking shit at the end and saying he's going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. He lost the first round. I don't know. Angelus is not entertaining. He's just one of those big fucking welterweights who's like short and kind of has a lot of power in his hands and just throws winged punches and doesn't land them for the most part. Boom, next you got Julian Erosa versus Christian Rodriguez. I mean, I'm not going to talk shit. This is not the worst fight in the world. Christian Rodriguez is pretty entertaining. I don't really have too much to say about it. I mean, I'm not that excited about it, but okay, sure. You know, it's a main card fight. And then boom, to start out the main card, you got Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Cody Brundage. Al Hassan is like 12-8. Cody Brundage is 10-6. Both of them are fucking awful fighters. Just not entertaining at all. This is main card worthy. I don't understand how this is on the main card. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. We'll go to prelims now. You got Viviane Araujo. I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm gonna be honest. She's somehow number 10. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't tell you who she is. Versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. I mean, Jasudavicius is okay. I mean, she's not as good as she used to be a couple years ago. Yeah, man. Sure. You know, prelim headliner. Sure. And then next you got Luana Santos versus Maria Agapova. I mean, sure. This is like the 4th WMA fight on this card. And, like, none of them are really good, except for the main event, which shouldn't even be a main event. I like the fight, but it shouldn't even be a main event. And then, to end it all off, you got Josh Fremd versus Andre Petrosky. Like, what the fuck? Josh Fremd is, like, what is he? He's, like, 11-5, I think. And then Andre Petrosky, I think he's coming off that weird knockout loss. I don't remember who he was against. It was in the Jersey card. Not UFC 302. Or not Jersey, it was... What the fuck card was that on? Like, Dennis Bazooka was on that card. I don't know why I can't think of what that card was. I'm pretty sure he's the dude that got, like, comedically knocked out. Like, when he shot a takedown, he fucked up his equilibrium, and then he just, like, kind of passed out. Like, he like, fell face forward with his arms out. I believe that was him. I don't know. I don't remember who he was fighting, though. But, I mean, yeah, that's really all I had to say. The tickets for UFC Denver is $75. Like that. Like if UFC tickets are that cheap, that's how you know the fight card is just fucking abysmal. I mean, this is really just the calm before the storm. So like I mean, yeah, we can talk shit and say, you know, terrible fucking month for July. Well, first thing you got 304, which is cool. They leaked the entire card for that. I'm not gonna lie, it's not that good. You got about 4 or 5 good fights on that. But like I said, this is gonna be the calm before the storm because August, you got 305, which is cool, and then afterwards you got UFC, I think 306, or they're making it a fight night for some reason. I don't really know why. It doesn't really make any sense to me. Because if they're gonna make the Sphere not 306, I don't know what you like. Where would you make 306? Like you're gonna have to either change the numbers or you're gonna have to quickly make a venue and then make an entire fight night card, and name it 306. So there's no way that the Sphere is not 306. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it used to be called as, 306 the Sphere, but now they're calling it as UFC Noche, blah, 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 Fight Night, Mexican Independence Day. But then, like, it's backed by the Saudis, and it's Riyadh season. I don't really understand it, to be honest. But, I mean, we're just going to have to get through this month. And then, I mean, August doesn't really look that good either, to be honest. I mean, like I said, you got 305, which is cool. But other than that, like, you don't really have anything good in August. So we're going to have to get through these next 2 months. And then we're going to get to the Sphere. And then we're going to get to Abu Dhabi. And then we're going to get to Saudi Arabia Fight Night, which is October, I think. So it's going to be pretty fucking bad. And there's also really no good boxing fights either. I mean, like August 3rd, you got Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. But other than that, you don't have any good boxing matches, really. I mean, the Usyk Fury rematch is going to be in December. Shakur Stevenson just fought a couple days ago and embarrassed himself. You had the Nate Diaz Masvidal. So, like, you don't really have any good fights at all in the next couple months. Like I said, you got 305, and sure, you got Terrence Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. Who the fuck cares? Like, I don't know. It's not who we wanted to see him fight, but I don't know. We'll get through it somehow. So, like and subscribe. I see. I was gonna do like in-depth predictions for these fight nights, but I can't see anybody really caring about it, to be honest. So, like and subscribe, and more videos will be coming soon.